Alright class, today we're going to be going over handles for Dutch ovens. Now unlike handles that you pull, these handles are made on the wheel. This is for after you make the base of your Dutch oven, these are going to be the handles that will go on it. This isn't a Dutch oven, but it'll look just like that when it goes on. And so the hardest part about making these is making two of them look the same. That is the hardest thing that you will find. And so I'm going to teach you how to do this. Now the technique I'm going to be using is called throwing off of the hump. Whenever you have a big lump of clay that you make multiple things out of, it's called throwing off the hump. So what I'm going to do is I have my lump of clay. You want to make sure that it's centered. I'll center the top, make sure it's flat on the top. And then what I do is I'm going to poke a hole right in the center of it. And what that's doing is somebody's phone's going off. Huh. Well, so what I do is I'm going to go down to the bottom. Can you see the bottom of it? And get down there. Okay, you can see the bottom. See how deep it looks. You can stick my hand in there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this up just a little bit. Fold it over. Now this is the hardest part. You can go back now. This right here is the hardest part. It's grabbing it. And I almost close it off. And I'll bring up this part so it looks kind of like a ball. I'll get the shape of it. And then at the very end, I will take the top and I will seal it together. What that's doing, will you please stop that? What I'm going to do now is I'm going to try to make this into the shape that I want. So I'm going to take my metal rib, or you can take a rubber rib, it doesn't matter. And I'm going to shape this into the... I want this to look kind of like a ball. I want it to be like a round ball. So I'm bending the metal rib. I'm trying to make this look almost like a ball shape like I can. Just a little more at the bottom. You can also do this with a rubber rib, works just as well. Okay, and then I'll use this round part at the bottom. I just push down, just like that. And I put a little, I don't know if you can see that, but I put a little line in the center of it just to split it. The way that I did that is I stopped at a certain point and then I went right up next to it with my metal rib, pushed against it, and that's what gave me my line. The hardest part is making this thing look smooth when you're making individual ones. By far the most difficult part though is making them look the same. And what I would recommend doing is when you're making it, I would take your other one. Now obviously I already have two made. If you look over here, this is not going to be the same one. But what I do is I look next to it and I say, okay, is this the same size? Is the ball shape similar? And that's what I do. I grab the other one and I put it next to it and say, okay, does it look the same? If it doesn't, then you need to make alterations. Now that this is done, what you need to do is you'll clean off your hands, you'll get a bat, put it next to you, and then what I do is I take a needle, just like this, and I very gently go in and I slow the wheel down more and more until I think I'm going to get through, and you'll see it. It'll slide. Oh, you see that? See, now I'm through. And you want to immediately stop the wheel so you don't lose your work. So once I'm done, what I'll do is I'll just pick this thing up as gently as I can. I'll set it down, and that is my first handle. That is, and if you look at the other side, I don't generally like to pick these up, but I'll do just for the video. You can see that it's completely hollow inside. I'll set it down. It's very important when you make your Dutch oven, when you attach this to the side of your Dutch oven, it's extremely important that you take a needle and you poke a hole through the sidewall wherever this is connected. Because if you don't, you're going to have a big air pocket and that's going to explode and your handles are going to fall off if you don't remember to do that. The hole can be as small as a pinprick, but it is extremely important to do that. So that is how you make a handle for a, that is how you make a handle for a Dutch oven. The technique I used was throwing off of the hump.